ravishing. Benjamin. Hi, buddy.
Well, thank you, Josh. How are you, buddy? Hi, fans.
You dapper son of a bitch.
Oh, it's the hair. Oh, ah.
All right. I feel like we had a good episode this week.
I thought it was great.
I liked it. It was a little shorter, but I thought it was super fun.
I think it had just the right amount of comedy injected into it.
If you didn't listen to last week's episode, what the Mandalorian Minute is we just do a 20-minute recap, if that. There's no filler, no bullshit. Just the episode. So, without further ado, we start off right where we left off. Mando on a speeder bike in the desert, leaving the town with Boba Fett's armor. Everything's strapped to his speeder bike, and he goes shooting by. But there's people, and they're setting up a trap for the Mando. They want that baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I thought that.
And they
scene
did
was
too.
cool.
I thought it was pretty dope. I mean, you saw it coming. You knew he was going to get hit with that tether, and I'm glad he landed upright.
I feel like they didn't like fly off as fast as they should have for the speed they were going.
Yeah.
He was hauling ass, and they just kind of tumbled off like they fell off a bicycle.
And Baby Yoda goes rolling across the ground like.
And Mando just fires up his jetpack.
Did you hear him though? He was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, but I thought it was good, like instinct, because that's supposed to like work off of his instincts.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. And then, as usual, they want the baby, and instead of getting the baby, he just kills everybody.
Yeah, and then that Jawa's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker if you don't give me something. I want your armor.
Yeah, I want you. I'll take that jetpack, please.
I'll take that jetpack from you. He's like, yeah, take it, whatever. Yeah.
And shoots him off into the sky.
I said to Jennifer, I was like, you watch. I said, that Jawa's going to get about 10 feet away, and he's going to hit that rocket boost. It's going to go rocketing into the sky. And that's exactly what happened.
It was fantastic.
A little predictable, but phenomenal. And you know when that Jawa hit the ground, he was dead.
Yeah, he is. It was quite the fall.
He was like...
I am glad to see, just like we talked about last week, this episode definitely didn't skimp on the graphics. So
no, it was really good. In fact, I thought the graphics were better in this episode than last episode.
Yeah, because they go from there, and he gets back to his ship after walking through the desert, and I'm just gonna call her Cantina Lady because I don't know her name.
Cantina Mechanic.
She's playing a poker game at Mos Eisley's with an Ant-Man, this giant ant creature.
She called him the mandible something.
And she's like, this guy's got info on somebody that knows about Mandalorians. Just spot his bid here. So she just basically tricked him into giving him money.
Yeah, because she knew she was gonna win.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought he had the upper hand. He goes, eh.
So his intel is this frog lady wants to get to a planet within the system, only the next star system over. But she needs it to be discreet and with no hyperdrive because she has a pod full of unborn babies, and if they go into hyperdrive, the babies will die. Mando doesn't want to do this because hyperspeed is kind of the only way to stay unnoticed by everybody that's looking for him. But he agrees to it anyways because he needs that info on the Mandalorians. There's
and
Mandalorians
he's got a big
on the
heart.
planet. Yeah, he's a big old softy on the inside.
He really is, because he was like, "Aw, well, okay, I'll do it."
And Baby Yoda immediately just spotting these eggs.
There's a lot of controversy about that. Have you been reading it?
Yeah, it's all over the internet.
Everybody's pissed because he was eating these eggs with no remorse. He's like,
it is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Everyone's comparing it to Anakin and the younglings.
Well, it's survival of the fittest out on the outer ring, man.
Well, we all know he eats frogs, so
yeah,
it's not a far stretch to think he'd want frog eggs, but it is set next to this lady constantly saying how these eggs are the last of her kind and they need to be hatched or her entire species will go extinct. So he's like committing mass genocide every time he eats an egg.
So I guess part of the controversy is the fact that, he's supposed to be one with the Force and in touch with everything and know the difference between right and wrong, but he's still a child. Even at 50, he's still a child, so they put everything in their mouths.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. And food is food when you're starving.
Yeah, he's a hungry boy.
Yeah.
So we get a little taxi ride through the star system, but then they immediately flag down by 2 X-wings. And what was the deal there? He was supposed to have some sort of
There's supposed to be a beacon to say he's not like
Imperial starship,
an Imperial supporter or something like that.
Yeah.
And he didn't have that beacon working.
Yeah, was that on purpose? That was to like hide himself.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be found by anybody.
Yeah.
And he doesn't claim, he doesn't claim. I'm trying to think of the word. I can't. He doesn't say he's with anybody, so he doesn't have the beacon by choice.
Yeah. But they understand that this ties back to the episode in season 1 where they did the space heist.
Yes.
Because those X-wing pilots know that his ship and him himself were involved in breaking out a prisoner. So he immediately goes on the run down into this ice planet, dogfights him through the clouds, which those graphics were amazing.
I thought that was a great run through the clouds. I thought it was really great flying on both, because he stalls out at one point and drops it like one of those barnstormers. Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't know they could move like that, but cool. And the X-wings are like, where's he going with this piece of junk? And they ain't gonna.
And that was like movie level graphics, though.
Yeah, it was very, very good. It reminded me of watching a movie.
And it still blows my mind. Like, the first thing I thought when I watched that was like, God, this show is like the best Star Wars thing to come out since Disney got Star Wars.
In a very long time. In a very long time.
So they lose the X-Wings by crashing the ship, basically.
Yep.
But the second they think the coast is clear, they fall into a cave. And the what is their ship called?
I cannot remember the name of that ship.
Yeah, it's got a cool name, but yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It gets all fucked up.
Yeah, it's probably pretty much damaged, almost beyond flying.
Yeah. So a couple more times throughout the episode, Baby Yoda keeps getting a hold of the eggs, eating the eggs. So it's not like a one-time thing. I think that's why people are upset about it. He does it about 4 times in the fucking episode.
I love the fact that Mando's like, no, stop it. Don't do that again.
The robot, the droid that Mando destroyed from that heist episode is still in pieces on his ship. And Mando can't understand the frog lady. Once he's away from the Mos Eisley Cantina lady, he can't understand what the frog is saying.
Yeah, because he doesn't talk frog.
But the frog sets up a translator through the droid.
So let's talk about this. Let's say this frog has to get she's an expecting mother, but she can rewire a droid to translate for her. How?
Well, the thing that always throws me off in Star Wars too is that like it's the Chewbacca thing. Chewbacca understands English, but he doesn't speak English. and Han Solo understands Wookiee, but he doesn't speak Wookiee. He just speaks English. And it's like the same with this frog lady. He had no idea what she was saying, but she knew everything that he was saying.
I don't know. It's the truth, though. Where's their translators? Don't they have universal translators?
Yeah, just let everyone speak English. Like,
it'd be so much easier.
Admiral Akbar can speak English. He's a fucking fish man.
I did not know. I can't remember which. I think it was episode 1. They were on a planet, Calamar. And that's where Akbar is from. But the main creatures that were on there were called Calamarian. Just
Yeah, well, that's what
and they all look like squids.
yeah, that's what his ship is called, the Mon Calamari,
Yeah.
because that's the name of his planet. Yeah.
Right, but the planet that Mando was on in the first episode, one of the planets he visited was, well, maybe it wasn't the first episode. Maybe it was like one of the first episodes in the first season.
Yeah.
But I saw that today. I was like, oh, I never put that together. The name calamari and the fact that they all look like squids
Yeah.
or fish.
Yeah, fish squid man.
So we got off topic, but go ahead.
Yeah. They get stuck in this cave. Mando's working on fixing the ship after a little pep talk from the frog lady. And then the child basically informs him that the frog lady has left. He tracks her down to this hot spring. It's weird.
Yeah.
They're on like an ice planet, but she finds a hot spring somehow in the middle of nowhere.
Hell yeah, I'd be looking for a hot spring.
So she's just hanging out in a hot spring with all her babies out. I'm like, man, I'd like to fucking hang out in there.
Yeah.
It looked comfy.
Yeah.
But the entire thing is a nest for these like squid spider creatures.
I don't know, but we don't know that until after the baby goes and freaking
eats another one.
chomps one.
Yeah.
He's like,
I have the note, Baby Yoda, child murderer.
if I can't eat an egg, I'm gonna go suck down this isopod. I'm gonna just open up this thing and just mow down whatever's in there. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna eat it, and that's when he sets off this chain reaction of these giant ice spiders.
Yeah, all different sized ones too. I like that.
Yeah,
That
so
they weren't all just copy and paste.
Right. I just Harry Potter much?
Yeah.
That's
There is
exactly
this
what I was thinking.
enormous mother octopus spider monster.
That's basically Aragog, the mother of all these spiders.
I thought that was pretty cool. Like I was breaking through the ice and stuff and crawling over the top.
I've seen these characters before in one of the animated series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, "Ooh, they look exactly like they do in the animated series."
That was pretty intense. There's like
was
a chase
scary.
all the way back to the ship, and then there's a big hole in the side of the ship. So even when they get in there, they're still getting attacked by spiders.
Yep.
So Mando's like, "Fuck it, we'll take off." Somehow they could just take off.
Well, no. What happens? Oh yeah, he tries to take off, but then the mother jumps on the ship.
After he had blown it up and you thought it was dead, it comes landing on top of the ship, pierces through the windshield a couple of times.
Yeah.
But
compromising everything.
Just when you think it's over, they get rescued by those X-Wings. I thought it was going to be something cooler. Because they really dragged it out like, who's shooting these lasers?
Yeah, like someone else, they were going to introduce a new character or something.
Like, they did it to the point where my note is literally, they're saved by ... Like, I had enough time to keep on dotting because I'm like, oh, this is going to be a reveal. I thought maybe it was going to be like a TIE fighter, and it was some like hiding Imperial guards or something.
Yeah. So instead, he's rescued by the two same pilots that were going to shoot him down.
Yep.
And he asks for help, and they're like, well, let's just call it even, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, he tries to bribe them. They're like, we know you were on that, you were part of that breakout on the prison ship. And he's like, uh-huh. And they're like, but we also know, like, you apprehended all the other people that were involved, and you risked your life saving one of the guards. And he's like, oh, okay, how about I part ways with the bounty I made off of those criminals, and then you help me fix my ship. And they're like, nah, fuck off. Like, make sure you have that radar fixed next time we see you. And they just leave him there.
Yeah, I felt like that was a dick move. Why save him if you're just gonna leave him to die?
Yeah. I guess because they're supposed to be the good guys, so they can't be seen getting bribed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. They could have helped him out of the kindness of their hearts, though.
Yeah. And Mando's like, all right, I'm gonna seal up just the cockpit, and we'll fly this piece of shit to the next planet, basically.
He said, we're gonna get cozy in the cockpit.
Yeah, if you need to go to the bathroom, go now.
If you need to use the privy.
But he, like, that big spider smashed through, like, the windshield. And then he's just up there, like, soldering things closed. I'm like, What, do you have new windshields kicking around in the
He must have, yeah, in that pile of shit he had over in the back room.
Yeah, and then they're just, I guess it'll pick up from there next week.
Yeah, total cliffhanger. That and the fact that they take off, and the last thing you see is Baby Yoda shoving his face full of another egg.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty fucked up.
So he has no regard for her life whatsoever or her children.
Yep. I like the frog lady, though. I thought she was cool looking.
I thought she was a great character. I thought she looked more like a lizard than a frog, but okay.
Yeah. I liked the scene where they're running from the spiders and the frog lady got down on all fours and started leaping like a frog.
Yeah, that was great.
That was cool.
I was like, holy shit, she does move like a frog. But Yoda, the Yoda species is frog-like.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Kinda.
So
They're definitely
cannibalistic tensions.
So I thought this episode was great.
I'll say, I feel like it was a good episode, but I don't think it moved the story anywhere.
No, but I mean those type of episodes are inevitable, and I feel like this is a lot more entertaining than some of the episodes from season 1 that were like that.
Right. I'm not saying I didn't like the episode. I'm saying it was great to watch. It had enough comedy, it had enough seriousness, it had enough action. I just thought, for the second episode, I thought they would move the story a little further before they started doing fillers.
Yeah, that's true. But we don't know. Maybe this frog lady and everything is will wind up being a big plot point.
She's probably a big cog in the whole thing. Yeah. Absolutely.
So how many Baby Yodas out of 5 are you giving this?
Because it's a filler episode, I'm going to give it a 3.
3? Yeah.
Yep.
I'll give it a 4. I really liked it.
Okay. No, I don't mind it. I thought it was great. I really did. In fact, anything that you can see that baby in is just enough for me to watch. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot more Baby Yoda in this episode, so I was happy with that. Yeah. I was expecting him to use the Force at some point, but that didn't happen.
He didn't use the Force.
Yeah. Odd.
Did he? Oh, I think he did at the very beginning.
He was moving the eggs inside of the container. He moved them all close to him.
I thought when they first fell off the thing and were being hijacked, I think he stopped.
Yeah, maybe
he stopped the gun from. He did because they were gonna shoot him, and he put his hand up and it.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to. I don't know if he actually did.
I think if you watch it again, I think the blaster bolt went someplace else.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So yeah, like I said, these are quick and easy, just 20-minute rundowns of the episodes. We give it a little grade at the end there. How many Baby Yodas out of 5? Quick shout out before we go. Thank you to their Terrified and Tipsy podcast for buying our sweet T-shirts.
Yeah.
And big shout out to Gobbz from Bub and Gobbz for buying our sweet mug.
Nice. He's very excited about that mug.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. You're the best. Yeah. Follow our show on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, FNBN Podcast. On Facebook and Instagram, FNBN, the number 4 and the letter U. Email the show, FNBN, the number 4 and the letter U at gmail.com. Let us know what your rating is. How many Baby Yodas out of 5 do you give it? Yeah, we will be back next week with another Mandalorian Minute. I'm Josh.
I am Ben.
And this has been your Mandalorian Minute.
Stay nerdy, my friends.